Hi, Merton.
Hello, Maria, and hello to the rest of you. Now, we have a job for you all today. An important bit of work. Our good friend over there, and Merton indicates Ralph, the fairly short but tough-looking crossbow-wielding badass with many large crossbow wounds in his chest from a few days ago, brought to our attention that there is a group of unpleasant insectoid creatures that have apparently been setting up a hive some distance away. Originally there was a group of ogres who people were trying to hire to deal with them, but a little bit of time has gone by, and we have personally seen to it that those ogres will not be getting hired by anybody. So, we had a look into it, and yes, there is indeed a colony of strange insectoid creatures that is growing quite quickly and quite worryingly. As such, we have decided to dispatch a group of our adventuring friends and compatriots, he indicates all of you, to deal with this. Now, we've done a little looking around and have managed to find some people concerned about these creatures. And they will pay 200 gold per person if you are able to end this problem once and for all. We have also found a buyer interested in getting one of these creatures back alive, though it must be a fully grown specimen. As we don't know much about them, they could very well be useful and have interesting alchemic properties. So, to that end, I am supplying you with this. And he holds out a little vial. It is a knockout draft. You can apply it to a weapon or such. Maybe feed it to them, that kind of thing. And it should hopefully knock one unconscious. If they fail...
Hopefully?
Well, these things are unknown to us. It will be a difficult constitution check, let's just say that.
And if I may ask, how long would it be under the influence of this concussion?
It should last at least 24 hours. You will need to probably reapply some, but I will give you enough that you can apply it to it and keep it sedated. This is a bonus part of the contract. If you are uncomfortable picking up one of these creatures alive, that is fine. Simply deal with the infestation and you will get 200 gold each. But it is a chance to make a little extra money.
How intact does this live specimen have to be? I mean, for instance, if we beat one unconscious and then cut off its legs, would that be an issue?
For me, it will.
The more intact it is, the better.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
They want to study it, learn as much as they can about these creatures as they are new.
Would be nice. I'll apply some to my bolts and maybe we can shoot him from a distance to get him unconscious. We'll be fine.
Indeed.
Or just put a hammer to his face and it will go unconscious as well.
I'm not entirely sure how you would make a creature unconscious by poking large holes in it. You can do it with a staff or blunt weapon, but something that pierces the skin, I don't think that would be...
That's the
Merton's gave us
we
something
get
to
from
do
the
that.
file.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring, so...
The concoction...
It would have
how
been
does
funny
it work?
if Merton had said that he gives us something to knock the creature out with and just handed us a hammer. That would be true. But it was slightly awkward.
Budget cuts. Here's a hammer. No, you can apply this concoction to a bolt, for instance, or a spear, some sort of stabbing weapon. I would recommend just using it once, so you have enough for the return trip, in case you need to knock it out again overnight.
If we applied it and then missed, would it then like dry up because of the wind movement on the weapon, or would it still be fine?
It is quite a thick, viscous solution, more like oil. So if you fire and miss, you should be able to reuse the bolt as long as it is within an hour or so.
Okay.
Okay.
I was thinking more it'd be on like a slashing weapon than on a bolt, because then we'd have to go and find it, and then we'd have to pick all the dirt out of the oily. But it's fine.
Yes, if you apply it to a slashing weapon, that should work ideally as well.
Yeah, let's
I love the
maybe we
idea
can-
of us applying it to a bolt, firing it, missing, picking up the bolt, accidentally stabbing ourselves, and then being knocked unconscious for the next 8 hours.
So get it right. The weapon can be, a weapon can be used to apply the poison. What if we can it be ingested?
If you can make them eat it, it should work as well.
I
Just
just
need to
think
mix the
still
bloodstream.
my idea is the best one. Put a hammer to his face and then give it to him.
Wait, what if we apply it to a weapon and then make it ingest the weapon? Will that still work?
Maria, it is for this out-of-the-box thinking that we are so glad that you come on our contracts.
I know, right? I am full of great ideas.
It is a rather lovely coat as well, I see you're wearing. Is that made of...
Children's tendons, but it's all the fashion, so I'm told it's perfectly fine.
Excellent. But anyway, do you all accept this this particular job?
Yes.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
Of course.
I
If you
wouldn't be here otherwise.
Very good, very good. If I could get you all to sign on the dotted line. I'm going to get just a quick description of everybody's character as they come up and sign on the dotted line.
Quinta is the first one to move up and sign his signature. And you see this half-elf with a very intense face. He seems a bit preoccupied while he moves up, like he's thinking about something. He has a cargo of arrows and a huge backpack stuffed with all kinds of things. Ropes, grappling hooks, food, everything is in stack, and you can see some various points of each item sticking out of his backpack. And he seems to be carrying a lot of stuff. But on top of that, he seems to be wearing this studded leather armor and the clothing suited for fast traveling.
Alright, so yeah, we see this very, very well equipped half-elf come up, sign his name, and stagger back a little under the weight of his heavy burden. Who would be the next one up?
Yeah, I'll go. Hey guys, I'm Ralph. Some of you guys know me already, but I'm an old veteran and I shoot crossbows. After I earned my first money here on the Take, I did some upgrading on my gear, so we'll be better even. So I'm happy that Merton discovered some more about the news I brought about the bugs. So I'm happy to help out and gonna kill some bugs. And if I'm lucky, get some poison stuffy for my poisoner kid to get used to that.
Feels like an Alcoholic Anonymous stand up there for a second.
I'm here.
Hello, Joseph. Just in time. Who's next to go forwards and sign the contract?
So
It
I will
is-
go.
Oh, I was going to sign it. You know what? I'm already in the middle of signing it, but you go ahead with your description while I'm signing. Boom!
Okay, well, I'm Kadu Einshield. I'm a dwarf, as you can see, evidently. I'm wearing my chainmail and my shield and my warhammer. For the rest, I have my backpack with just the normal stuff, and that's everything I have. So I'm predominantly a defense type. So I'll just go to the front line and keep
Alright.
them away from you.
So just a big clink, this dwarf walks up, clink clank of heavy armor, hammer over one shoulder, kind of you look like a veteran of fighting, maybe used to the lines.
Yeah, I was a frontline fighter in my clan, but I had to go.
Yeah. So it looks like you're used to this kind of maybe more of an army life, but you seem to fit in amongst the motley crew. And then Maria finishes off signing.
Damn it, Couture. I was in the middle of signing my name. You made me mess up my star at the top. Maria is a young lady with an eye patch and a strange jacket that appears to be made of human flesh, but it's kind of odd. She looks sweet and innocent despite the human flesh. Also terrifying. She is a bard who is also undercover a cleric, although she has a multi-class cleric, and she's also a pirate, although she has a multi-class pirate because that's not a thing. And she, well, swashbuckler / pirate, but she's just a straight bard. But she does a lot of things. She's multi-talented and somewhat slightly insane. but that's cool. She's happy with it.
Excellent.
Nice to meet you, Maria.
And running late, kind of quickly running into the back of the room, comes Lionel.
I'm here. It's okay. I'm still going. Okay, Lionel, well, fairly tall, very slender, almost dainty looking, with violin, a rapier, all dressed in forest greens.
Why would a violin and a rapier be dressed in forest green?
Why wouldn't it be wearing a forest green?
Aesthetic.
Good point.
Okay, aesthetic.
Very nice violin and rapier.
Finely dressed.
Guard. Also have other magics. I usually find my place as the healer for some reason, but I don't mind. I actually quite enjoy it. So holla at me if you feel a little inspired.
Merton, behind his desk, as you were saying, it's good that everyone stood up and introduced what they do and such. That was a nice little. Normally, you guys just all like talk. It's cool. Yes, let's go. So your mission takes place. Let's see. I have a map here, and he pulls out a map and slides over. So it's about a day's journey. We'll give you.
Does it look like a professional map, or is it just a doodle on the back of a placemat?
It's a fairly professional map. You could guess because it has the little word at the bottom there saying Vanessa. It was done professionally. It gives you a nice sort of map, and it sort of said, as you can see, it is a bit up in the sticks in this direction, off to the northwest. You will be traveling about a day and day and a half to reach.
Kadu, get off the table, man.
Kadu, you sat on a candle. You're on fire. Sorry, Martin. Fire safety comes first.
I mean,
But if you can see it, if the table is too high, we will lift you a little bit.
Yeah, please do.
Matt, did you already decide to take Marcel instead?
yeah, he was here.
I mean, I was here, but I was just waiting for you to say, oh, well, in that case, then this and this person can come.
Oh, sorry, Marcel was in chat already and asked if he could play. So yeah, he's playing with us.
I'm sorry, Fempi, but if you don't mind.
Anyway, so yeah, he's got a map showing the direction. It's about day and a half's travel, so you'll probably have to camp and then go the rest of the way the second day. But yeah, and he's like, so this is the area that their sources show that the Hive is in. We need you just to head there and deal with it, basically. And be careful, this is a particularly lawless part of the hinterlands. There hasn't been a ton of development in that area recently. So I would be careful on the way there. Any questions?
Yes. What terrain is this located in?
Well, it's mostly woodland out there in the hinterlands. Endless tracts of it. But it does go up a little here, as you can see. It goes a little more mountainous. So the woods do sparse out a bit as it gets... the ground gets less suited for that kind of thing. Sorry, did you say something there, Johnny?
Hello?
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 Hello? What's going on?
Martin? What's happening?
Is this area part of a certain mountain range or something like that?
It is part of the great, vaguely not very well mapped out by the GM's hinterlands around.
Matt, you do keep dropping out.
I'll just get and reconnect again. Okay.
You said it wasn't mapped out very well by the DMs, and then silence.
Okay, yeah, yeah, we don't have like a map of the surrounding like areas. We keep it pretty vague. It's just there in the hinterlands.
If you follow the contracts closely, you will know that Vasselheim is a city in the middle of nowhere that's surrounded by villages that don't exist and do exist. There's also forest, swamp, volcanoes, snow-covered wastelands. It's really fucking random.
It also flits between being 2 weeks away from the nearest coastline or on the coast, depending on what the story requires.
Yeah. It's a wandering city. It's obviously it's got legs and it just walks around.
It is a city.
It's a magical land.
It is a city with many gods who have many stories that they have to tell within that city.
In all fairness, I have trouble keeping track of what I've said, let alone what other DMs say.
I'm just happy I can find the city after the contract is fulfilled.
Yeah, it's difficult sometimes. It moves.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just it's basically just in actual lore, Vasselheim is surrounded by just endless expanses of hinterlands, mountainous reaches. It's very, very inhospitable. We have somewhat gentrified it by saying there are a lot of towns and stuff outside of it these days.
Because otherwise contracts would be boring.
Because otherwise it's very hard to set up contracts if there's no like towns to be given a hard time, that kind of thing. But it is still mostly just unchecked wilderness, and it's in this kind of a center of his unchecked wilderness that he has pointed to. It's not so far away as to be like never traveled. It's just it's not on any of the major trade routes between the recently arrived sort of towns outside of Vasselheim. So it's just basically in a spot in the wilderness that he's concerned about this hive slowly building up.
So we are just to remove them, and we don't have to worry about anything other than the expansion of the hive.
Oh,
yes.
Quintal, you missed. No, sorry, Martin. He doesn't know that we're trying to bring one back alive.
No, he was here. He was talking about that.
I know that we need to keep one alive, but I'm not to worry about collateral damage from nearby for standbyers.
When someone asks that, you know what's gonna happen.
As near as I can tell, there are no nearby villages within half day's walk or so. We just want to deal with this as quickly as possible. If you can find the main hive of them, or a cluster, or a queen, or eggs, anything like that, and damage it to an extent that it will stop their ability to properly expand, it'll do a good stop. We're hoping to stop basically another persistent threat being around. It's hard enough to deal with things like goblins once they dig in, or with orcs once their clans grow strong, but it's difficult to it's best to get these things before they get well established.
Agreed. Do we know anything about these vermin whatsoever? A description, a name, anything that could help us?
Very little. We know that somebody tried to hire a group of ogres to deal with them, probably worried about them expanding, but the ogres didn't take the job up. We have looked into them with scrying magic and the like. However, what we have basically gotten is very large and insectoid. Dangerous, aggressive, and in some numbers.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay. Sighs Merton.
Question. If we bring back the queen alive, do we get an extra bonus? Because it's bringing one back alive, but it's the queen, so they'll be able to make as many as they want, because that's how queens work.
I would actually prefer if you made sure the queen was not the one that came back alive. I don't really want them making more of them, I just want to know about them. We can get the money for the adult one. Best just to make sure if there is a queen that it is dead.
Okay. But if we did bring it back alive, you wouldn't be happy.
I wouldn't give you any extra for bringing it back over another adult one.
Okay. So...
Just the last one. Are there, like, actual bugs just big, or is there something off about them?
Again, I have not actually ever seen one. We just know there is some sort of hive or infestation in this area, with some strange insectoid-like creatures. we're actually, you are our scouting party, our attempt to gain more knowledge on this. So I'm sorry, there is limit on the information I can give you.
We're not very knowledgeable yet, but we will get you knowledge, and we will come back and tell you if they are giant bugs or if they're like people bugs. And we'll bring you one back alive if we can. It depends if they have a gift shop or not.
Alright, guys. Let's go on the move, I guess.
Yeah. Or we could stand around talking to Merton all day. I'm fine either way.
Merton, when you look away, has disappeared.
Magic, witchcraft.
You suspect he might have ducked under the desk or something. He is a rogue, but when
I look
everyone
under the
looked away
desk,
for a
it's
second.
Merton hiding under there.
So who took the vial of potion with him?
No, the vial of potion is still on the desk, waiting for someone to claim it.
Vial of potion?
The knockout stuff.
Knockout potion.
Poison.
Or whatever.
A knockout poison. Do anyone want to claim this?
I am happy for somebody else to do it because I'm more of a magic man, woman, person.
Quinta, go ahead, you take it, and we can divide it evenly later, maybe.
My name is
Okay.
Merton. I give out contracts. You go do contracts. I don't know anything about monsters. Durr.
To be honest, well, I can take it and we can decide how to apply it later on.
Indeed. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Alright, you guys head out. Merton descends from the rafters on a string and sits back in his chair and shakes his head as you go.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, you guys
Bye,
head
Merton.
off and start traveling. You're not traveling towards the kind of newly erected villages and towns. You find yourself instead going deep into the kind of wilderness. The hinterlands around Vasselheim are tall, ancient trees, mostly sort of evergreens, since it's quite a cold climate around here. And you travel for some time. How does everyone kind of deal with like cross-country marching? Is it something you're all pretty used to? Is there somebody who's clearly just like, I fucking hate this, like going through nature crap?
I'm not used to it, but Maria's happy-go-lucky, so she's chipper.
Chippa.
Well, I like the mines of my hometown more. So
Oh, Lionel loves the outdoors. If it's a forest, it's even better.
It is forest indeed, so Lionel's probably in good state. And I imagine Kadut just kind of like crunches his way through all the undergrowth.
If it helps, Kadur, we could put like a blanket over your head or something, and you could pretend you're underground. Would that help? I feel like that would help. Does anyone have a blanket? Kadur wants.
Yeah, well, I have my backpack with me with my sleeping bag, so yeah, I could.
We could put the backpack
out.
over his head. That would feel even more confining. Although we'd have to make sure the zip was undone.
Yeah, but still he has dark vision, so he can see. So that's
And a
that's nice.
straight jacket, so it could be even more restrained. There are so many options.
Oh, I have rope. We could put the backpack on his head and tie him up, and it'd be just like being underground.
Look, I'm not,
how about we just start walking?
well, I'm open for suggestion. A grappling hook, some rope, a blanket. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
I have an idea that might be the most easiest of your ideas. And Lionel takes out this ornate jug and says, "Dwarven beer!" Sloshes it around and hands it to Kador. And it's actually filled with dwarven beer. It's an alchemical jug.
Ooh.
Wow, Lionel, where you found that? Did the zombies give you that?
The zombies give gifts?
I'll just squint at you. And is it really beer?
Do you drink some?
Yeah, I will. Of course.
Yeah.
It's actually rat's piss.
No, it is actually beer. It's not like the finest like crafted dwarven beer. It's kind of like having, you know, your hometown local, like the thing everybody drinks. It's like Heineken.
So Heineken, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Heineken or Tennent's or whatever your like local version is, but it's good. It's like not bad. It's like and it is dwarven, so like that's dwarven beer.
So I'm happy.
All Yeah. And that
Cool.
creates one happy dwarf for the entire trip. You just give the dwarf beer, and he is happy.
That means we don't have to waste all that time burying him, which was going to be my next suggestion.
Yeah. But Lionel,
But you do know I have a drinking problem, eh? Well,
Not anymore, you don't, because you've got beer.
yeah, so exactly, it's not a problem.
Yeah, problem solved. Good job, team.
Go home, mission complete. Wait, no.
Yeah.
So the day continues on. It's the Lord of the Rings, traveling across country, although more kind of going through deep woods than anything else. As the day goes by, the weather does get continually worse and worse.
I'd noticed that as well. Started thundering and pouring down.
Yeah, it does indeed. Before long, you can see off in the distance cracks of lightning, and hear far off peals of thunder. Yeah, and at first you're kind of hoping this storm is going to pass you by, but around the time you would kind of be coming to setting up camp, those of you with a more survivally nature outlook on things, looking out across the, you've kind of came up to the top of a raise and looking out across at the vista before you, you can see that there is a big ass storm coming right towards you. And you can already feel like high biting winds cutting at you. You're already being pelted by light rain, but it is steadily getting heavier and heavier. And you become certain, you are in the path of a pretty unseasonable and severe storm. And Lionel, could you make a perception check for me?
Absolutely.
6. Fantastic. Yeah, never mind. But yeah, it is a big ass storm, and it's heading your way.
Storm is
My
coming. I
friends,
see.
we need to take a decision. We can either seek cover from this harsh weather, or we can try to move on and try to elude it with. But I'm not entirely sure we can elude it.
I have another idea, which is to do both, because the thing, right, we could set up a tent, but not like stake it to the ground. We could just put a tent over us, similar to the backpack idea, and then just walk with the tent over us. That way we won't get wet, and we can keep moving.
Yeah, I mean, you are actually coming up to sort of camping time. It's getting dark. It's coming to a time where you would be setting down to camp. But you know, anyone who's outdoorsy knows. I mean, I'm guessing for the most part you don't have tents. I think most of you probably have bedrolls.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I have. I have an entertainer's pack.
You probably don't even have a bedroll.
Well, I don't have a bedroll.
I have a guy's kit. I could pretend to be a bedroll.
I have a tower shield.
Oh, you've got a bedroll. So yeah, but you know, sleeping out under like a powerful storm is with no actual protection is pretty dangerous.
Well, let's just look around, see if we can find some shelter.
Yeah.
I'll build some shelter from the trees.
Or probably, or maybe we find a mine somewhere.
Wait, there's a building over there. Oh no, it's a travel lodge. So that won't provide any shelter at all. We'll look elsewhere.
Yeah, you can look around. Who would be looking around, and who would, if you want, somebody can aid you to give you advantage.
I want to look around too.
I'm just looking for one person to kind of lead this, and so somebody with good sort of perception roll.
So
Perception or survival?
Perception. For this part.
I have a -6 because I'm wearing an eye patch. Pick me.
Can I send my familiar to fly up and give us a little, aerial view?
Yeah.
I will take a look around and see if I can find some spot. I have both expertise in perception and survival.
Yeah, so you'd be very good for this. Yeah, you can take a look around and roll a perception check for me, please. And you're getting help. I think everyone's sort of looking into this. Pick up, so you got 23.
Give me help.
10.
Cool. So you look around.
Unless someone will aid me, then it's
somebody
23.
was aiding you definitely, because everybody wanted to be part of this. So it's you get 20 free. So yeah, you're having a good look around. I'll let you know what you see in a minute. Meanwhile, Lionel, you send your familiar up into the air. Your little dragon with shiny scales.
It's struck by lightning and dies.
It flies up in the air. It's having trouble seeing anything. It's being buffeted around by rain and by heavy wind. It's so small that it struggles. So it goes a little higher, and as it reaches kind of a peak, it looks around itself. It notices moving through the clouds of the storm. It kind of picks them up as it looks around. Are several figures, hard to see how many, but kind of amorphous, difficult to pin down, but definitely there. Figures of men and women on horseback moving through the clouds. And every now and then you see one of them sort of point down the way, and there's a crack of lightning. Could you roll a religion check for me?
Okay.
Lionel? 13? Alright. Your time in the Feywilds, I don't know if you've been to the Feywilds, but your expertise with the Feywilds.
Basically, most of my backstory is Feywilds.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of experience with the Feywilds. So one of the things you've never really experienced yourself, but heard a lot about, are the wild hunts. When Fey nobility will pass over into other realms and like hunt throughout the world in like a kind of hunting for challenging game, for difficult monsters to slay, and also for like interesting mortals to capture and take back to the Feywilds to serve as servants and entertainers and that kind of thing. These great hunts tend to come with big unseasonable storms that rip up trees and cause a lot of damage as they travel across the landscape.
I'm sorry, I have to break character for a moment. I have actually read up on the wild hunt today, just to make an encounter like this in my other home game.
Good timing.
I have just read up on all the background stories. I'm back in character.
It's fine. So while you're doing that, Quintar is looking around. Quintar, you spot, as you're going to go, amongst all the kind of trees and stuff, there is what looks like firelight. And with your 23, when you have a real focus on it, it looks like a small-ish two-story... Actually, no, it's just a small single-story building. I think small. Not that small, not a tall building, but it spreads out a little bit. There is a single-story building with firelight coming out of it that is a ways away, kind of just a little outside of the woods in general. As well as that, you can just see this big broiling storm approaching.
I point to through the trees and the underbrushes toward the light, and have I got that right? If that fire I can see out there, to see if I can get a confirmation from some of my friends.
Oh Lord, there's a fire.
Once pointed out, it's fairly easy to spot this kind of the warm firelight off in the distance.
Okay, guys. Have any of you ever considered a career as a jester at a Fey court?
Sorry, what?
Oh no, just the sky.
Are you talking to animals again?
No, I'm just looking into the sky, and it's full of Fey, and they kind of like keep people as trophies from when they're traveling, and this is how it looks like.
Where do you see these Fey? The last time you spoke, it was a crocodile that you were the only one that could see, and now it's Fey. And where are these Fey creatures? I'm not saying they're insane, but
you see the huge cloud.
Yes.
That's them. They camouflaging themselves as a cloud and causing a storm.
And that cloud over there looks like a rabbit. And that one looks like a turtle doing a handstand.
I see toward the sky.
Guys, we can look at everything. Let's just go inside because it's fucking raining outside and I'm getting crazy here.
There's a grumpy dwarf covered in water.
I'm turning toward the light. I'm moving toward the light in the distance. I think we should see cover in toward the light. It looks like a building of some kind. While I gaze up toward the clouds to see if I can see anything that Lionel says there is. I'm not entirely sure that Linus isn't insane.
Roll a perception check, Quintar. As you guys, does everybody start hustling in the direction of the building? It's a fair ways away. It might maybe an hour or so's hard.
I would also like to roll a
see
perception
nothing.
check. I would like to roll a separate perception check because I get -6 and I think it's funny.
Yeah, roll your perception check. 13. All right, Quintar, you just see broiling clouds with lightning strikes in it. Maria, you also see the broiling clouds, the lightning strikes, but during one of these lightning strikes, you think you see what might be a brief flash of a horn-headed figure, like a shadow on the clouds, but only for an instant.
One of those clouds looks really horny, guys.
What?
It's unnerving.
Oh, believe me, the Fae often are.
Oh,
What
what the head inside?
What are you
Are they
two
making
talking
more
about?
clouds or what?
Are you making fun of Lionel? It isn't. If so, it isn't funny.
Oh,
Guys, we're still standing in the rain. Shall we sneak up on that cottage over there or whatever building?
I'm
it
moving.
is?
sneaking
Yeah,
up
and
on
to
it.
be honest, I don't want to have anything to do with the pixies in the sky.
While we were talking, I moved toward the cottage and the warm, alluring flames.
Yeah, you guys.
I would like to say before you're too harsh on pixies, I am technically a robot pixie, so you know, be careful with what you say.
She is
Technically,
many
though.
things.
And also, my boyfriend is a Fae, and you don't want to make him angry.
Oh god.
Is he an angry fae?
All right, so you guys travel.
Well, have you ever met one?
An angry fae?
No, just a Fae. They can get angry pretty easily.
I haven't even met a living one, but I've heard stories about them. But then again, I've heard stories of so many things that didn't seem to exist. And Fae, maybe they exist, maybe they don't.
I mean, they do, but let's head inside. I feel like the gods are getting angry at us.
No, this is fine because it is a bit of a walk. You guys are
bad.
traveling for maybe an hour, and this conversation takes place where you're basically shouting at each other over the rain. You're all thoroughly soaked by the time you reach this building. It's a single story but fairly large building.
Should have blocked the ring
outside
of
this building, it's
warmth.
lovely.
Yeah, I mean, it looks of it here, but imagine it's actually driving rain and
It's
freezing
completely black for me. Is that okay?
cold. Oh wait, it will
You
be
don't have a token.
Ralph. Yeah, sorry, because I've had last minute changes. There are people who are not on these maps yet. Ralph, in you come.
Lionel, Lionel and Ralph. I can't see that HP bars for them.
Yeah, it's because I'll drag these ones on earlier. Try to be prepared. Don't worry too much about it. Like HP bars and stuff, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
we can fix it during a fight, but it doesn't really, just imagine you're not in a video game and you can't see everyone's HP bars. So yeah, you guys can see this building ahead. There is some warm firelight.
Well, I'm
coming
only
out of it.
seeing black. Sorry, guys.
Kadour's not.
Kadour,
Select his token. You need to set his token to have sight.
Kadour has sight. Who can't see? Sorry.
Yeah, Kadur.
Kadour.
You should
I
be
have
able
dark
to.
vision.
Your character token has sight, has dark vision. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to see. Let me move you around a little bit.
Is the token set correctly to his character sheet?
Yeah. Kadour, Rain, Johnny.
Kadour, Rain, Johnny. What?
Yeah, that's Kadour's name.
No, it's done.
Oh, I thought I.
Quinta
Johnny
is
is-
someone else.
Oh,
It's Quinta.
Oh, Kadour, I heard something else. Okay, sorry, lots of new names. You do not have sight yet. There we go. 60 feet. There you go. Boop.
I'm glad the confusion got solved there. It's like Kadour, Rain, Johnny. It's like what? What? Yes, we have sight.
Kadour, not Quatar.
Kadour, open
Right.
your eyes. You're not underground anymore.
Oh, it's too bad.
I want to
Are
go
we
back
seeking?
underground.
Let's seek shelter inside.
Okay. Should we
gonna
climb
go
into
to
the
the
window
small
or
building
not?
or the big one?
I keep a lookout and move up toward the doors and knock.
Yeah,
I will knock first.
You move up to the doors. Have a
I see
knock.
people inside.
Yeah, looking for the window, you can see there are people within.
It looks like a tavern.
Dude, stop spying through the window. That's so rude. I look through the window as well. What do I see?
You see a middle-aged woman with brown hair and a apron raise her hand and wave at you. Like, hello.
Oh, let's go inside. Let's have a beer.
She spotted me.
All right, 1 second. I'll just open. So you guys push through the door, so the trap goes up. No.
Knock on the wood.
So yeah, you
And
guys
keep the door open.
knock on the wood. There's no immediate opening, but there's maybe hear a voice from inside go, "Come in." And yeah, when you push your way in, you find
Quickly.
what appears
Quickly.
to be a bustling tavern. Well, actually, not a bustling tavern. Sorry,
So I
I'm
go
used to
for the
using
bar
adjectives
and get a beer.
Cool. Let me give you the description first. You go inside. You can see a fairly quiet tavern, but there is a warm fire burning. There's a middle-aged woman behind the bar who kind of looks at you and smiles as you come in. Though it's a somewhat forced smile, that kind of I'm a mum smile. I'm smiling because it's the polite thing to do, but goddamn, my life is difficult with kids.
I think you should phone your mum more often, by the way, Matthew. This description, it's a mum smile. Oh. I don't know what she did, but it sounds like your mum's
knows
had a
what she
hard
did.
life.
She killed people.
Carry on.
You see what must be one of her daughters kind of moving around, cleaning the tables. And two sort of tough villagery looking types. I say farm handy looking folks sitting in the top corner. And they see you come in and they're there's a sort of brief.
I turn toward the others. Are we seeking shelter for the night here, or are we heading out after a hot meal?
Maybe we should speak to the lady first. Hi, lady.
I'm asking all of you. I wouldn't ask the nice lady for a room before we decided to stay. I'm voting stay.
Well, does it even have rooms because it's only a one-story building?
Very sharp.
Hello. Yes. I can hear you. You're all quite loud, and there's not that many people here.
That's
to
really
answer your
rude,
questions,
dropping.
it is fairly late, and there is a storm, so I would recommend staying here. Though you can sleep outside if you want. And yeah, we don't have rooms, but you are welcome to sleep in the common room. That's what people normally do. You can bed
I
down
wouldn't mind that.
Lovely.
May I introduce myself? My
When
name
you
is
say
Prince
people normally
Halrain,
do-
and your name is fair lady.
I am Maria Frederick.
No, I'm Maria.
I am also Maria. It's nice to meet you. What's up?
I want to insight check her. Is her name really Maria?
Sure, insight check away.
I got a -1 to this. Cool. Is her name really Maria?
Her name, as far as you can tell, is most likely Maria.
Maria, if we are
Yes?
to stay the night at this fair tavern, what would it cost us?
I have no idea. You'd need to ask the barmaid.
And who is that? Is that the lady over there?
It's
Point to the one in front of the fireplace.
No, that's my daughter. I can still hear you all talking. You're right in front of me.
It was a different Maria who said that.
Yes, this might get confusing.
It's hot here in this thunderstorm.
Just call me Miss Frederick. That's fine.
Miss Frederick, what would it cost if we are staying the night here?
Oh, a silver piece each to spend the night.
And for a hot meal?
Hot meal. Just 5 copper.
Then I would like to give you 1 gold so we can all stay and have a few plates of hot supper.
And a beer.
Of course,
And
of course.
beer.
Well, we've got a stew ready for the night.
Is there plenty for all of us?
Oh, we have quite a bit. Maybe we weren't expecting so many of you. One second, I'll go tell my husband to put a bit extra on. In fact, Kira, and she like nods at her daughter across the way, who's staring sort of at you all. Yes, Mom. Go tell your father that we're going to need more stew. And she quickly bustles off into the back room.
I have one more pricing question. How much would it cost for you to change your name? I don't like that you have the same name as me. It's nothing personal. It's just going to get really confusing. What about David?
How much gold are you offering for me to take the name David?
I will open my purse and have a look inside at how much gold I'm willing to spend for your NPC to be renamed David. 20 gold.
30.
We have a deal. 30 gold.
She smiles like, okay, I am David now.
Nice to meet you, David.
Nice to meet you, Maria. What a lovely name you have.
Thank you. It is a very unique name.
It is
At least it will be with the amount of money I've got and the number of NPCs that are also called Maria. So, this stew, is it vegan friendly?
That depends. Can vegans have lamb?
No.
Okay, what is a vegan?
Oh, it's a person that basically... Are you familiar with Satan?
She...
So I'm gonna walk off
I've
and
heard of
binge
Asmodeus, the Lord of Demons, if that's who you mean.
No, Satan. He's a blacksmith in Vasselheim. He's a lovely man. No, he's a vegan, but I don't agree with their beliefs and stuff.
The answer is, I think, no. It's not vegan.
Okay, then I will definitely have some.
Oh, okay. I'll make sure there's stew for each of you. She kind of smiles.
That would be lovely.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's very lovely in here, Miss David. Would you be interested in a song while we stay?
Yeah, that would be.
I was
nice,
just
thank
about
you.
to suggest that you took out your lute and play something for us.
Yes, I'd be interested to hear how good you are with a lute as well, because I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul that I'm better than you.
You see the bartender's like and you hand over the what was it? You want to hand over
30 gold.
30 gold for that, and also somebody handed over some gold for rooms as well, for her to sleep
I
here.
imagine if she's just received 30 gold, she's not going to be like, and the other gold.
That was for the fucking. That was for the name. You still got to pay to stay. You didn't.
I give her a gold.
I think that
for
covers
dinner
it, doesn't
and
it? Yeah, that covers it for a little extra. For a few days.
a gold. I can give her a gold for our stay and food for the night.
Yeah, she's thankful, and is like, well, make yourselves comfortable. The food will be out when it's ready, and I can pour you drinks as you want them. Yeah.
Miss David, do you prefer violin, lute, or lyre?
I personally like the lyre.
A lyre it is, then.
May I take out a few of the chairs and dry my clothes?
Of course.
In front of the fireplace. Quinta quickly disrobe to his underwear and pull out a blanket from his bedroll, and that's what he's wearing for the night while his clothes is dried up.
Okay. She sort of chuckles and like, you adventurers are strange, but good for you sort of way.
After he has
very profitable.
But very profitable, just dangerous to have around, but very profitable.
As he has wrapped himself in his blanket, he will nimbly remove his undercloth and dry it as well.
Could I use prestidigitation to dry myself?
Yes, that is something prestidigitation could do.
Then I'll do it.
Lionel.
I look that way, but I don't
Lionel!
stop playing. I'm looking at you.
Lionel! Lionel!
Yes?
I challenge you to a bard off.
I challenge you to a rock off.
Sure.
So I don't have a lyre. I only have a lute, but I will play my lute, and you can play yours, and we will see who everybody thinks is better. You up for that? No
That
way,
sounds like fun.
just bragging rights.
Can you play anything that we can sing to for a change, and not how fast your fingers can move across the strings?
Well, it will be a good performance. I mean, we could bang out a couple of songs, I guess. So Lionel,
But guys,
I would very much like to hear that the King and the Dragon. It's been a while before that I heard it last. Can any one of you play that?
that's a terribly racist song, but if you're sure, yeah, I can play that. I'm gonna have to censor some of the lyrics though. It's very inappropriate. I'm surprised you'd suggest such a crass tune.
I do not know that, but most of my repertoire comes from the Feywilds. They don't really like dragons around there.
No, but it's a good tale about a brave king slaying a dragon, saving the princess, yada yada yada. You know, all that stuff, and live happily after.
But it's really anti-dragon, and some of the terms used are just inappropriate for modern use.
You know,
I find it quite enjoyable. I like the tune, I like the melody, and I like the rash tones.
I enjoy the casual racism.
Yeah, but you're an asshole, and I'm not.
so hello, Vinny.
Hey, how
Yeah.
you doing?
So what's going on around here?
Fucking nothing. We're just staying out of the way of the storm.
Same here, same here.
The weird place just popped up when we were fucking wandering about, like, you know what I mean? Say they give shelter to people from storms. Pretty great. Ain't that right, Jimmy? Aye, great, boss.
So what were you doing outside?
Tending to my crops and that.
Oh, you really look like the gardening type of guy.
I ain't a gardener, I'm a farmhand. Push the plow and that.
Farmer, nice to know.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well. I'm Ralph.
Good meeting you. Shakes your hand.
So you have
Briefly.
any problems on the farm lately?
Nah, it's been pretty quiet, like. Well, there's
so
always
the
some problems around. It is the wildlands. It's hard being a rancher, but you know, you get used to it.
It is. Yeah, we're self also quite much outside to perform some missions, but you never heard of any bug problem around here?
Bug problem.
Yeah,
A
like
couple of
giant
years
bugs.
back, we had some what they called ankle. I don't know, like big ants that spit acid, but some adventurers came and killed them all.
Oh, really?
Aye, that was a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
you guys are kind of
recently nothing
chatting
happens.
with Vinny and Jimmy. You're playing your music. It's quite a nice atmosphere in here. Like it's quiet. Like it's a rainy night, and this tavern really is kind of in the middle of nowhere. But it's nice here. There's a lot of scents kind of battling. You know, it's just a heavy scent of the stew. There's a lot of incense and stuff sort of burning, and like different kind of dried plants. It gives the room kind of a very floral scent, kind of spicy. I know it's kind of bare stone on the mat, but there's a lot of like fur rugs on the ground to give the place kind of a feeling of warmth. And yeah, eventually Kira comes back with the help of her dad. This is a big fella, and they bring everyone a bowl of stew, and it's a big, like, hearty bowl of lamb stew, which everyone can tuck into.
James, your wife has a new name. Bye.
Yeah, he just
I will
goes, he
enjoy my
grunts at you in that kind of like working man, like, "Rrr," and like goes,
This happens all the time. She's always changing her fucking name.
fucking woman.
So I'm not gonna eat it just like that. I want to check if it's normal food.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I'm new to this.
I will test it by eating it.
You don't need to do survival or perception.
I don't know if perception would help you with that. Survivor will let you know kind of what's in it, I guess. Really, what you'd want is a herbalism or alchemy kit, if you properly wanted to, like, check it over.
I love that somebody hands you a meal and you sit there, you're like, oh, fantastic. Start taking out test tubes and a Bunsen burner. Going, this isn't lamb, this is fucking pork, you lying bastard.
Boiled again. Yeah, Maria, you tuck in. It's good. Like, it's not fancy Vasselheim food, but it's that kind of, like, hearty, tasty, warm stew. And it's exactly what you want when you've been out in a storm.
David, formerly known as Maria, do you see a lot of travelers out here? It seems a bit off, and tell you the truth, I didn't know we weren't traveling for this place in the first place, so do you see many travelers out here?
We don't actually, but, well, this area is prone to bad storms. They come up every summer, throughout the winter as well. So my father, he set this place up. We mostly grow our own food and keep ourselves like normal ranchers, but he wanted to make a place for people to get away from the storm when they're traveling. So he built it somewhere it would be easy to see anywhere in the valley, and named the place Storm's Rest. So we just have people pop by when it gets rainy and the like. And sure enough, every bad storm, we get a couple of people who come in here to shelter, whether they be woodsmen out hunting or travelers. Sometimes we don't see people for weeks on end. Other times we see several over the course of a few nights.
I would imagine that a so prominent location in the valley would attract monsters and other wanderers that weren't so hospitable as you are. Hospitable.
Oh,
Hospitable?
Hospitable. No, it's true. We've had trouble with monsters in the past, same as everyone around in Vasselheim. We just hide when they show up. We've been raided a couple of times by orcs, but we don't have much worth taking. And our walls are thick enough, good solid stone, that most of the kind of hunting monsters just sniff around for a little while and then leave.
Yeah, but your windows are made of paper.
I ignore Adam's comment and continue on.
David, the people that you have visit here, do any of them mention any large insects, or maybe any large insecty type people?
Or
She
did they
shakes her
see
head.
pixies in the sky?
The wild hunt. Yeah, that seems to be the source of many of the storms, snatching people up and the like. But it passes over. As long as you're safe in here, you don't get too much trouble.
So all you naysayers, listen, okay? This lady knows what she's talking about.
But anyway,
Yeah, but-
it's starting to get late. I think we're going to what's the word? We're gonna go to bed and tuck ourselves in. Now we lock the door, and she points over to that door there. Overnight, obviously, just to keep ourselves secure. We don't always know who's staying. But the front door, we'll bar it for you. But you're able to unbar it and leave if you wish. Is that all right?
Okay. Is there anything else that needs to be done, like while we're sleeping? Do you want us to keep watch for you, or do you have people do that? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, if you want, if you feel safe for keeping watch, that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
We don't really keep watch every night. We've been here a long time and we haven't had a lot of trouble.
Oh, we won't bother then. We're so gonna bother, guys. I don't trust David.
Poor David. So yeah, David and her daughter wish everyone a good night, get everyone like a last round of drinks, clean up the plates, and they head through the door and close it behind them as they go.
Oh, you
And
two
yeah,
guys staying in here as well?
Yeah, we're guests too, like, you know.
Well, make sure you keep your hands to yourself, okay? Because my good friend Quintar here doesn't like being touched.
Good to know. I don't like being touched neither.
Oh, you two have so much in common.
Well, by the right person, I wouldn't mind.
I assure you, I ain't that right person. Yeah, you ain't that right person. Ain't that right, Vinny? Yeah, he's right, Jimmy.
No, you're not. handsome enough.
Whoa! You can't just say somebody's not handsome.
Hey, now that
Ignore
ain't fair.
him.
I got a pretty fine jawline. I'm quite proud of it.
Yeah.
Guys. Let's not argue about who's the most handsome here, okay? Thank you.
Yes, exactly, because I am.
Yeah, it would
I
be
beg to
Harendale
differ.
anyway. He has a boyfriend from the Feywild.
Hey, now beauty is an abject thing, alright? People have different types and likes. Ain't that right, Jimmy? Yeah. Some people, for instance, like people who are a little furry, and that's fine, as long as they keep it to themselves for the most part. What, Vinny?
Well,
nothing.
if it makes you sleep at night.
Look, speaking of sleeping at night, we're gonna turn in. Alright, we're good. And they, basically just get comfy. They've got some, bedrolls, and they just lay them out and get ready to kind of try and sleep out the storm.
I'm gonna sleep under this table.
Alright.
Oh wait! Who's gonna keep watch?
I'm just gonna
I'll
sleep
take
in front of
first
the door.
watch.
I'll sleep against the door so they don't open it that easily.
Yeah.
You realise there are windows, and these windows are really not that secure.
No.
I mean, the windows would actually... I know there are windows there, but they would actually be shuttered. So they'd have big, heavy storm shutters closed over them at the moment.
Okay.
I will sleep in front of the fireplace to keep the warmth.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
I
use
wanna
my
be
shield
next
as my
to it.
blanket.
I have a nice bedroll. I lay it out right here and gonna get some
Should get
sleep.
nice and comfy, get some sleep in them.
Are we going to keep watch, or are we just all gonna turn in?
I will
Holding the
keep
gate.
watch. I will keep my eye open for the first hour, but I don't know whether I'll tell the others that.
I can take the last few hours before dawn, but I really need to get some sleep right now.
Just wake me up.
Oh.
Whenever.
So,
I can take the last few hours with Ralph if he's up to it.
Yeah, fine. Go ahead. I'll take the middle night watch. I'm good at it.
So Maria first, Quentin last, Ralph third. Who would be the fourth one before?
Yeah, me is
Quentin's.
better. I'll do it.
And okay, and then kind of... Alright, cool. So, not all a suspicious question. Who ate the stew? Everyone?
I ate the stew.
Yep, everybody ate the stew.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was good. It was tasty as stew. And also, in no way a suspicious question, could I ask everyone to roll Constitution saves?
How lovely.
That's not really a question.
Ah.
Kadir, for some reason, Kadir, you would actually have advantage on this.
Some unknown reason.
So, let's see. So, Quentin, Lionel, and Maria, you all fall into very deep sleeps. You're very comfy. You close your eyes, and after just a little while, you just find yourselves falling into deep, unwaking sleeps. For now,
TPK!
not quite.
Who are sleeping? Who?
Yeah, well,
So everybody except
everyone's going
Ralph.
to bed. Everyone's going to have a sleep, but I'm just letting Maria, Quentin.
I'm guessing that DC is 14
Yeah,
if
it's 14.
Maria failed, but Kadir passed. So.
Yeah. Basically, Quentin. I'm just letting Quentin, Lionel, and Maria know they are in very deep sleeps. In case people need to wake them up later, they might be more difficult than you'd expect.
But I
Also,
don't go to
there's
sleep
still
for the first
my-
hour.
Yeah, I know, but it's not. It's much later in the evening.
Well, we don't know that, do
Yeah, I'm
we?
just letting you know. So you guys fall into very deep sleeps when your time to sleep comes. So Ralph, you were the third one, weren't you?
Yep.
Okay.
Who
Roll
was the second one? Because wouldn't the second one have to wake the third one, and etc. etc.
No. What? No, it's Ralph. It's fine.
Okay. Well, no, it's more because
Everybody is sleeping because nobody's waking up Ralph.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Joseph.
Maria, you
failed.
were awake. You didn't fall asleep
Yeah.
until your one was over.
Well,
And
no, I
then-
would have woken up the next person
And
first.
then
Who
the
was
next
the second
person
watch?
was... Who was the next person again? It was
The next one was Lionel.
Lionel. So you managed to wake Lionel up. He's groggier than you'd expect, but you managed to wake him up.
Yeah, so I'd have to give him a good kick in to wake him up.
Yeah. You get him up. Lionel, your one goes by uneventfully. You feel kind of heavy-eyed and tired for your one. But eventually it finishes, and you wake Ralph up. Unless, you would do anything during your watch.
He masturbates violently.
I mean, that's a given. Are you speaking, Lionel? I can't hear you, or...
No, I wasn't speaking. I was just like, I don't know, groggy, I guess.
Yeah, so you feel very groggy during your one. You have a little trouble keeping your eyes open, but you manage to get through it. And eventually wake up Ralph. And then during Ralph's watch, could I get Ralph to roll a perception check for me? Okay, nice.
Ooh.
Ralph.
I see everything. I trade for this in the army.
Yeah, Ralph, you hear some noise.
So you see nothing, you just hear it.
You hear some noise coming from the other room. The one that the family went through. Kind of like some rustling footstep noises. And then also, as you look around, you notice that both Jimmy and Vinny's eyes are open. And they do seem to be kind of looking in your direction rather intently. And with a 20, I think you also notice there appears to be something going underneath the door. Like a very small, like, you wouldn't notice it unless you were really spot on. But there appears to be, like, I don't know, a cable or something going underneath the door into the other room.
It's the room from the kitchen, right?
Yeah, it's the room from the kitchen. The one that the family went through and locked behind them.
Alright. I'm first gonna check out if Jamie and Finny's still sleeping.
Yeah, you can see their eyes are open and they're looking at you. They don't know that you've seen them, but they appear to be aware that they seem to be looking in your direction.
You couldn't sleep, fellows? Or what's up?
They both blink at you for a second, kind of realizing you've spotted them, and stand up, like sort of stretching, cracking their backs as they get up. And they're like, "No, I'm having trouble getting to sleep." And as they're sort of talking, you can hear from the other side that the door to the other part, you hear the key unlock. Somebody turning the key and unlocking that door.
I'm turning around, watching the door. Who's there?
When you turn your back, roll another perception check for me. 12, okay. Just need to roll this to self. Again, not at all suspicious. Don't worry about anything. Okay. Vinny comes up behind you. You don't see this happen, but Vinny moves up behind you and cracks you across the back of the head. Obviously, you feel it happen when he does it, but when you look away, he uses the opportunity to move up behind you and basically give you a good old punch. So you are going to... Let's see if he hits you. Oh, that was to self again. So I'm not going to give him advantage on this because you are, for the most part, alert. 16?
I have an AC of 16.
Alright, so he hits you.
Breaks it.
He hits you. And then you see him and Jimmy are both kind of moving in your direction. Menacingly. And Jimmy says, and he no longer has the kind of voice he had before. He just says, very like, without emotion, very placidly, "This will be easier if you don't struggle. Everything's fine. You're joining something better." And then I think we probably need to roll initiative. Everyone should roll initiative.
All the initiatives.
Also the unconscious one?
Yeah.
Also the unconscious
If
one.
we
Just
get woken up,
if you get
then
woken
we
up.
will need to be in the combat order.
For Dan, because you've not done this before, if you click on your token, and you'll see up in the top left corner there'll be an initiative, a ... initiative button. If you click on that after clicking on your token, it will roll it and put you in the order.
One of the most handsome DMs set up a macro for that. It won't be on every game that you play if you happen to join any other servers.
I'm not a GM.
Congratulations. I am.
Said the handsome one.
Well, obviously you're not a handsome GM then.
So, Ralph, Vinny cracks
Well,
you.
I am, but just not here.
Your health bar hasn't changed from being hit, by the way.
So I take 14?
You take 14 damage.
He has a health bar? That's interesting.
Oh my god, why don't you fix it then?
Alright.
Because I'm not a fucking GM at the moment, you maybe join as a player.
You could have done it in a different game. I didn't know until now, did I? Look, there it is.
I haven't played with him. Well, actually, I did way back.
Snarky prick. There you go. It's all fixed up.
Fucking Scotch wank.
I'm gonna come to your house.
I'm gonna come in your.
I'm really looking forward to seeing you next weekend. By the way, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a blast.
Yeah, we're gonna play. It'll be great fun.
We go to Amsterdam. We can get hookers and weed.
I know. I'm looking so forward to it. Yeah. So Vinny cracks you across the back of the head. When you look at him again, you notice one of his arms.
What are you doing, man?
One of his arms is no longer has a hand at the end, but rather has like a slimy tendril that is mixing. It's like, this will be easier if you don't fight us. And he's going to, he's going to attack you again. Because, I mean, he could attack you, or he could be a real asshole. Let's be a real asshole. Yeah. So. How many times can I cast that? Right, so I need you to make a saving throw. A wisdom saving throw, please. I also need Quintar to make it.
A wisdom saving throw?
Yes, please. Alright, so, Ralph, you feel your body seize up. Quintar, you're okay. You're even in your sleep, you're wise enough to resist this. But yeah, Ralph, you feel your body seize up as this creature like reaches in your direction, and yeah, just suddenly like bands of magic are holding your body in place. Maria, you're in a deep sleep, so you don't really get any chance to notice this.
Mm-hmm.
Who isn't in a deep sleep?
I am. Kadur.
Also,
okay.
my familiar, if that changes anything.
Yeah, we'll see if your familiar wakes up. So the door opens up, and several grey-skinned, eyeless men, hunched over and feral-looking, enter the room.
Frenchman.
They quickly move around Ralph, and are going to... They grab Ralph by the arms, grappling him, and one of them quickly forces, because he's paralyzed and can't stop them, forces a sort of cloth in his mouth, gagging him. So that's what they do on their turn. In the doorway, you see the family kind of appear and sort of look and watch in. Well, no one sees it. Except for maybe the familiar. So, Fiolan gets make a perception check for Fiolan.
Okay, he has advantage. He has keen senses.
Yeah. Is it sound for keen senses or just sight? Because there's different kinds.
Sight, hearing, or smell.
There we go. Alright, so Fiolan, like, kind of in his like sleepy state on your shoulder, flickers his eyes, opens them up, looks across the room, and sees these strange grey creatures grabbing your sentry and gagging him and preparing to bind him with ropes.
Okay, well, I would guess that he would try to wake me up.
Sure, how does he try and wake Lionel up? This little, like, dragon.
Well, I would guess scratching, but we also have telepathic bond, so probably screaming in my mind, danger, danger, danger.
Sure.
Danger.
Have him roll...
Danger, Will Robinson.
Danger, Will Robinson. Have him... Because you were under the effects of this, like, groggy poison, effectively. Could you please roll a what I need to roll? I need to roll a... make him roll an intimidation check to see if he can really, like, get the danger across to you in this moment.
Intimidation?
Yeah.
Or is it just like... Is it just like charisma, then?
If you
Yeah, if he doesn't have
select
it.
the token, you can go to the abilities macro at the top left. That will have intimidation on there if you want it to specifically say.
I see.
There we go.
12? I think on Lionel's turn, you're starting to wake up. I'll give you a perception check. Could you make a perception check with Lionel on his turn? Like, starting to get woken up by this, like, little dragon, but your mind is just muddled and gunky. 17, alright, yeah. There's, like, one eye, like, pull it open, it's all groggy. And you can see, these strange grey figures grabbing Ralph and preparing to drag him away. That was at the beginning of your turn, so you can take your turn. For the moment, you're under the effects of this sort of groggy potion. So your speed is halved, and you can take either a bonus action or an action, not both. And you can make a saving throw at the end of your turn.
And you are currently prone, so getting up means your speed is halved even further.
Okay, I would like to use... Prestidigitation can make really loud sounds, right? Yeah, sensory effect. So I will use prestidigitation and just clap as loud as I can possibly.
Alright, so you just make a loud kaboom, effectively, in the middle of the room.
No, he claps.
Exactly.
Oh.
I mean, with the prestidigitation, you know.
Boom! Yeah, there's an almighty boom. You see these, like, grey creatures, like, wince when you make the noise and look in your direction and growl angrily. As does Vinny and Jimmy, and they both say in unison, it would be better if you remained asleep. Is that your turn?
I mean, that's all I can do, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but I can I move towards Maria, I guess?
You can stand up. You've got 15 foot of movement, so you could stand up, and yeah, you could move 5 foot towards Maria.
Okay, that's it, I guess.
Kadur, Iron Shield, you are rudely woken up by this loud, blast of sound. Your eyes come straight awake, and you're totally awake and sort of know what's going on. I don't think you'd have slept in your armor.
Oh, I'm a dwarf. Of course I sleep in my armor. I use my shield as my blanket.
Sleeping in your armor does
exhaustion, then.
possibly cause like exhaustion and stuff. It's very hard to sleep in full heavy
Okay.
armor. It's up to you. We can say you did, but there'll be like a check later on to see if you actually managed to.
How long does it take to put on armor?
10 minutes.
So like
And a battle round takes 6 seconds.
so 100 rounds.
Yeah, so we're not gonna do
We'll
that.
wait.
So I'm gonna stand up and move 15 feet towards Ralph
Sure.
with my shield.
So you're not in your armor yet.
What did you say? I need to make
If you sleep in your armor, you'll have exhaustion probably in the morning, which will give you disadvantage on a bunch of stuff. It's not something most people would do, like choose in a safe situation to sleep in armor.
Yeah, okay, so I didn't sleep in armor.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I just moved 15 feet towards him.
All right. So you can move 15 feet. So yeah, anywhere there.
Yeah, so I'm within 20 feet of the first monster, and I'll go throw my axe at him.
Okay. So you scumper across 15 feet. You can move yours. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, you can just lob an axe at the nearest creature. So if you just click on the hand axe, which is your throwy one, you'll huck one. Yeah, you throw your axe with great accuracy, and it hacks into one of these creatures. It roars in pain. You can see it's not wearing any armor, and it's not like particularly sturdy looking. It doesn't go down from the attack, but looks like that hurt it.
Okay, and so I think now I'm done.
Alright, that's you. Quintar, you were under the effects of the potion, yeah? Or the poison.
Poison and not the whole stuff.
Okay, so yeah, you will get you'll have to make a perception check to see if you hear the loud bang. No trouble. Yeah, you wake up to the big bang of this particular clap. However, you are under the effects of this potion, so you are half movement speed, and you can only take a bonus action or an action. Oh, Lionel, could you make a quick saving throw for me? You were supposed to make one at the end of your turn to see if you shake off the poison.
May I?
Constitution?
Constitution, yes, please.
Do I get to... I still have a move action.
Yes,
right?
you do. Yeah, but you only have half speed. And you are currently lying down prone, so you have to get up, and you have 5 foot of movement left.
Superb. For my action, Quinta would turn up, gaze around, try to make heads and tail of what the hell is happening, and shout out, "Who the hell is making all that noise? I'm trying to sleep!" And look around and get his bearing. I don't want to do anything else.
Are you sure? Like you have an action. You don't have. You get up. You can tell what's going on. Like you can see figures grabbing Ralph. You can see, there's stuff. You can do that without like using up your action.
If I can't do that, I will fumble with my weapons, with my rapier, trying to get my bearings. Stand up. And look around, and when I see down myself, I am completely naked. And I will take
that will unnerve them.
I'm just looking for the words "I take this action" at this stage.
Yeah, and I will take as do my movement get halfway again for standing up.
You can move 5 feet.
You can move 5 feet. You can go 5 feet within where you are right now.
Do Vinny in front of me look like he's anything other than a man?
One of his arms is a tentacle right now. That's a bit disturbing.
I gaze at him and say, "You are not a handsome fellow." And then I will take a step forward and stab him with my rapier.
All right. You step up and you can make an attack action.
Ugly people.
That's what ugly people get.
In the face.
You successfully stab him in the face. Your blade goes right into his face. Blade comes out the other end. He blinks, kind of looking a little surprised. And then you pull the rapier out. No blood comes with it though. Instead, just kind of a little bit of like red ooze, like almost like gelatin, comes out of the wound.
What sort of
may I suggest that you die? And what the hell?
This is a very long 6 seconds. What sort of rogue are you? Not a swashbuckler, are you?
Nope.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, that's your turn. So yeah, you give him a stab, but he doesn't. Could you make a Constitution saving throw? See if you can shake off this groggy potion.
You don't mind if I do?
You are still under its effects. You're still groggy, and your arms feel like heavy.
Is it possible that, out of character, is it possible that sometimes Discord drops out?
Yeah, it does sometimes.
Okay, I missed a little bit.
The internet it's fine. There was a lot. The internet is the internet. It will drop out every now and then. Yeah. Ralph Redkeep, you are currently paralyzed because of the hold person spell. Could you make a wisdom saving throw for me? It is wisdom for this, isn't it? I'm not talking out my arse. Yes, it is. Right, nice. You at the end of your turn, so you don't get to do anything else, but you do manage to shake off this this hold person effect that is on you, and you are no longer paralyzed in place. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen until the end of your turn. So that's you. Vinny is going to, seeing this guy like move up to him, is going to just attack you. So he tries to hit you with his weird tentacle arm. Slap. 18. Guessing that hits you, Quintin?
Yes.
Quintar. Right, and then I need you to make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw. Just press the wee button up at the top. 13. Alright, you fail. So you take 14 psychic damage. And you feel like he kind of looks you in the eyes, and you feel your memory become fuzzy and confused. From now on, anything you do, basically. Let's see. Target must do D4, subtract the number from any ability check or attack roll. Yeah. Basically, any ability check or attack roll you make will have a minus 1 D4 to it. As you just find your mind becoming clouded by this creature's strange presence and effect.
So, all in all, I sustain 23 points of damage.
Yes. And a lot of it's the damage is like actually your mind. Like you could feel like your brain being assailed by this strange creature.
Wicked brain freak.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what happens to you. Maria, it's your go.
Is it?
Yeah. So could
Okay.
I...
Jimmy's not doing anything then? Or has Jimmy got a separate initiative?
No, Jimmy's not doing anything. Jimmy, like,
Lazy
just
fucker.
watches as Vinny does what he does.
Okay.
They kind of move almost kind of in sync. Maria, could you make a perception check to see if you heard the clap?
I will say this will get a +6 to it because my eye patch should not be affecting my fucking hearing.
Yeah,
But
that's
I will-
fair. That's
yeah.
fair.
So
Unless you have it, like, pressed against one of your ears.
You know
so,
what, I think-
11?
11. Yeah.
I'll say you wake up this turn, but you don't get any of your actions yet. You wake up kind of at the end of your turn.
Oh, so I don't even get to stand up. Okay, cool.
No. But you can make a Constitution save to see if you can shake off the poison on you.
Okay. I will do that. Do. Nope.
10. Nope, you're still under the effect of this poison. You're groggy, you're under a table, you bang your head trying to get up.
Son of a gun!
Right, so there are these Grimlocks here. Ralph's got a crossbow, doesn't he? So he couldn't even really take an attack. So this one's going to run up to attack Kadir. This one is going to run up and attack Quintar.
And as it does so, I will take my reaction.
Okay. What do you do?
Yeah, couldn't that...
And I will move over here.
How do you do that as a reaction?
You don't have movement.
I am a scout, and as a reaction when anything moves into me, I can move half of my movement, which is, well...
Do you provoke attacks of opportunity?
I think you do from the sounds of that. But that's fine.
You need to click the ability.
I do not...
That's
You
fine,
need to
because he's not moving
add
out of range anyway, because he can only move 5 feet. Oh, and it doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity.
No, it does not.
Alright, so yeah, you can move a little bit.
As a reaction, when an enemy ends its turn, it hasn't ended its turn yet. It's about to beat the shit out of you. But after its turn, you can do.
No, it's as a reaction. When it moves up to me, I can, as a reaction, do this.
When
so
an
they
enemy
can't
ends
attack
its
me.
When an
turn.
enemy ends its turn within
hasn't
5
ended
feet
its
of
turn
you.
yet.
Yeah.
So it doesn't say anything about when it moves up to you.
When it ends its turn. So it hasn't ended its turn yet, so it moves up to you, it swings its club, missing you horribly. The two holding Ralph are going to stop trying to just subdue him and drag him away, and are just going to try and pound on him. So, 2 attacks on Ralph. I think one of those hits, doesn't it, Ralph?
Why was
yeah,
I moved
16.
back?
Because you haven't moved. It's not ended its turn. Once it ends its turn, you can move. And the other one is going to swing at Kadir. Hitting you for 6 damage, Kadir.
Do I get an opportunity attack from the 2 that moved?
Yes, if you've got something you can take an opportunity attack with, because you were kind of on guard.
I'm wearing 2 hand crossbows, yeah?
You can't take opportunity attacks with ranged weapons, only with...
Too bad.
So yeah, you wouldn't really be able to.
I could do an improvised hit with the back of it.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
What's that? 1d4, right?
It's a strength
you gotta roll
check
to hit first. So roll a strength check to see if you can hit them. Alright, yeah, you take a swing at one as it goes, but it misses. Alright. So the Grimlock's move, two of them pound on Ralph, one of them swings and misses on Quintara. One of them actually one of them runs up and hits the dwarf. Then they end their turn, so now your skirmisher thing would kick in. So now you could move. Half your speed of 15, so it would be... Or did you shake off the effect of the poison? Quintar?
Sorry, what?
Did you shake off the effect of the poison last turn, or are you still under it?
I'm still under it.
Cool, so you've only got half your speed, which would be 5 foot of movement. And yeah, now they finished their turn, now you can...
Half his speed would be 15, wouldn't it?
Well, he's already at 15, and he can then move half his speed because of the skirmisher ability. So it would be...
7.5 feet. But I would like to chat on that regarding End's turn. I'm entirely sure that the reason I'm perfectly alright with the wording. It's not as a turn contra a movement.
No. A turn is everything you can do in your turn as your turn.
I am perfectly understandable regarding that a full turn is movement, action, reaction, and all that. But for now, let's just move on.
Okay. Yeah, so you move back a little bit as you go. And then it is the familiar's go.
Okay, he is going to move towards let's say this guy. Come on. And give help action for the next attack that goes against that enemy.
Okay.
And I will shoot Eldritch Blast on this guy.
Alright. So you have advantage. Yeah, you hit for 9 force damage. Oh, you can see it is horribly wounded by that blast, but not quite killed.
Yeah, I shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts per turn because I'm level 5, so...
Oh, cool. So they were both fired at the same one?
Yep.
Alright, yeah, both blasts hit it, and you see it falls backwards dead. Like, kind of a horrible, piteous noise as it falls. Exactly.
And just shout out, Ralph, shake it off! Pull out your weapon and do stuff! Inspiration.
Do stuff! And do things!
I'm trying! I feel better already!
Yeah, so I'm gonna hit the first one. I'm gonna hit it with my warhammer in both hands.
Alright. You swing your warhammer. This one's already wounded by your axe in its shoulder. Unfortunately, a 10 misses.
Ah.
Like, there's not wearing any armor, but it's not... It just kind of steps back just in time, and your hammer just flies wide.
Okay, so I could do a action surge now, eh?
Yeah, if you wanted to.
And do it again.
Alright. You action surge and you swing again. That time you hit it and you crack it across the jaw and it falls to the ground dead.
And I'll go and try to come closer to Ralph.
Alright, so you stagger up there, hammer in hand, growling.
Did I move enough, or I can...
You can move further if you want. You got 25 foot of movement, you've only moved 15.
Let's go for kamikaze. Okay, I'm done.
Alright, Quintar, it's your go.
We will move there, and I will try to hit the...
You're still under the effects of the poison, aren't you? Or did you...
oh, sorry?
You're still under the effects of the poison, I think, right?
So you have 15 feet
So,
movement
15.
only.
Now,
Unless you're dashing.
I could actually still move over there.
Remember, you only get an action or bonus action. You don't get both while you're befuddled by this strange poison.
While I move over this direction, I pick up my bow and arrow and try to hit the one in front of me.
Alright. Yeah, you pull it up, stab your rapier into the bar for a second, and boing!
I will make the short bow, and
yeah, that hits, and you would get
nope, not ready. I still need to subtract a 1 to 4.
Oh yeah, you need to distract 1d4 because of the strange effect on your mind. Alright,
Yeah.
down to 14. It doesn't matter, the creature is wearing a loincloth, so you still hit it. For 8 damage, and you would get your sneak attack. Yeah, that's plenty. You put a bolt straight through the creature's fat neck, and it staggers backwards and dies piteously.
Guys, these loincloths do nothing!
I was told this was a loincloth of protection. And you can make a constitution save to try and get rid of this annoying poison.
It's always better than Kintar shooting his bow naked. Well, I would be happy if you
That's a bit better.
That is better.
Bell swinging every side.
No, it's only ability checks and attack rolls, so that roll stands. And yeah, you manage to shake your head and you lift this like strange fogginess from the poison, although you still feel your mind a little warped. Right. Ralph, it is your go. You are no longer held. Things are looking up.
I'm gonna shoot my crossbow on Vinny.
Alright. Pew. And you don't get disadvantage because you're a crossbow expert, aren't you? Damn, there we go.
Damn.
You're pissed off. You just put that right through Vinny's head.
Yep. And I'll do it again with my second action. With my bonus action.
Sure. I was going to say, when you crit, you can actually double you can use your Battlemaster dice and they'll get doubled as well.
Oh.
Just for future if you ever...
well, it's okay. Do it next time. Yeah. I don't want to use it.
Yeah. Alright, you put 2 bolts straight through Vinny's head, and you see, like, it staggers, and when it does, Jimmy and the whole family as well, they all stagger too. And all of them reach up and, like, touch that point. And you can see they all kind of take on a slightly more fluid-y, creepy look to them. Almost as if they kind of... The guise they're wearing falls a little bit. Anything else on your turn?
I'm just gonna shout out, watch out to everyone, and I put 1 crossbow away.
Hey guys, look out for yourselves.
That's good advice.
Stay
Vinny,
safe.
what's he gonna do? He is going to cast a spell. Yeah. So it'd be a 15-foot cone. Could he... A 15-foot cone, Adam, do you reckon he could hit all 3 of you?
We do have cones for this.
We do have cones for it.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I think so, yeah. He reaches out his hand in your direction, and colour and light spray from him, hitting all 3.